Hey guys, it's Holly, and of course I'm the last to kind of report on this Lego Harry Potter news. I kid you not, this happened an hour after I went to sleep. It's so frustrating, but anyway, so Lego has revealed 6 of the golden minifigures for this year's summer 2021 wave, which I mean 4 of these have already leaked already, so like probably not as exciting, but then we did get also our first look at Voldemort and Snape, which came as a complete surprise. So here they all are, and firstly, they're very adorable. I really like the figures. What I don't really like that much is the golden minifigure base, just like CMFs. To me, it's kind of boring. I was really hoping for something like the Star Wars 20th anniversary, or even like Ninjago. They got a really nice 20th anniversary printed plaque with like a buildable base. It looked really cool, whereas this just, it's kind of underwhelming. Like I expected something a bit bigger. I don't know if they're gonna kind of build up on it. Maybe it's just a thing for this promotional image. I really hope not, because it's very lackluster to me. I'm probably not going to display them on those gold bases. I'll just take them off, throw them away. Whereas if it was kind of a more built up base, something a bit more special, maybe I would put them on display. These figures and also the 20 years branding, this all screams to me that like this is going to be a big kind of legacy wave. I'm going to call it like the 2001 legacy wave. But also even just by the set names that we've been told and information and things like that from Promobricks, like this seems very reminiscent of 2001 and 2002, which I'm personally very excited for, and I guess that kind of explains one of our minifigures here, that being Professor Quirrell. So I've seen a lot of comments just on Lego's post being like, why is Quirrell here? What's he doing? He's like the odd one out. And I completely agree. Quirrell does feel like the odd one out, although when I do look back and see what sets we are supposed to be getting, it makes a bit more sense for him. But either way, it looks pretty cool. It's awesome to see his turban in gold. I think that looks amazing. Next up, we have Ron, and I did notice this in kind of the leaked images, but Ron does have a brand new crest piece, making this torso entirely new. Like sparkles and everything aside, this is a brand new torso, which I think must be what we're getting in summer. That is my personal guess. I feel like we're getting these figures, just not in gold, which means brand new Gryffindor torso, not even the same as the ones in the Hogwarts Moments books, which personally I'm more happy about. I definitely think these like crests look a lot better than the ones in those Hogwarts Moments books, although ideally there wouldn't be any at all because it's not accurate to the movie. But I mean, it's a lot more reminiscent of 2001 having a crest on there, which is why I think they've gone for that this year. Next, of course, we do have Hermione. She looks cute as ever. Then we have Snape, which I'm really excited to see that Snape got one. It is a shame though that he doesn't have like the golden coattails printing. I also don't know what set he's supposed to be in. He came as a big surprise. I mean, I have said before, like I would love to see a golden Dumbledore, a golden McGonagall, a golden Snape, a golden Hagrid. All of those figures make sense. Definitely a lot more sense than I think Quirrell does, just because Snape's such a massive part of the Harry Potter franchise. So I'm really glad to see him get his own variant. His torso is also very similar to the ones that are in the Hogwarts Moments books rather than the original ones from 2018, with his coat kind of pushed off to the sides. Of course, however, they had to make way for the sprinkles, so there's a lot less kind of clothing pieces in that. Next up, we do have a golden Voldemort, which is the outlier for me. I mean, Quirrell technically is at the same time, but then Voldemort also feels like an outlier. If we're going to have a legacy wave, why are we getting a golden Voldemort? It doesn't really make too much sense to me, but you know, I'll take it. I mean, he's the villain after all. It does make sense for him to be there. It's just, I think with Quirrell and Voldemort, it doesn't make too much sense. But the Voldemort printing is exactly the same as his CMF variant, which we haven't seen in quite a while. Lastly, of course, we do have Harry, same torso as Ron and Hermione, nothing too special about him. And then I do want to draw your attention to the 20 years logo, because when I zoomed in on this and actually had like a proper good look, I realized that Harry also has a new torso here, which I bet you is going to probably pop up in the sets itself. So this torso, while it does look very similar to Hermione from the CMF, if you look closely, you can see that the tie is brought up a lot more to the top of the torso than Hermione's is. Hermione's did have a bit of a gap that was like a little black space. It also had the red lines on the panel heading down on her robes, whereas Harry looks a lot more similar to Draco's from Diagon Alley. I feel like this is just going to be a house Hufflepuff's recoloring of that. So hopefully there's some as well for Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, especially since Justin Finch-Fletchy is one of the reported minifigures in that kind of Hogwarts expansion, Chamber of Secrets set type of thing. So in terms of which set these figures are appearing in, so we do have confirmation. I say confirmation, it's still a rumor, but I'm just gonna take it as kind of fact at this point. So Harry is reportedly supposed to be in kind of the girls' toilet, Moaning Myrtle's bathroom set. Hermione is reportedly in the brand new like Forbidden Corridor, third floor, I don't know what we're gonna call it, the set with Fluffy, that's where Hermione is. Ron is supposed to be in the Hogsmeade set, which makes him the like most expensive one to get out of that golden trio. Voldemort is supposed to be appearing in the Hogwarts expansion Chamber of Secrets set, which makes sense to me considering the whole set kind of revolves around the Basilisk and Tom Riddle and all of that. So for me, that makes a lot of sense that Voldemort's in there, even though he's not technically in the film as Voldemort, he's Tom Riddle, but yeah, I'm glad to see him in there. And then in terms of where Snape and Quirrell are supposed to be popping up, there is currently no confirmation on that at all. To me, Quirrell makes the most sense for the wizard chest set. Now, looking at the backgrounds, I know people have said, oh, there's like some correlation to which sets they're in, but at the same time, it's like I look at Quirrell and I'm like, well, Harry fights you after the chest scene. So to me personally, that would make a bit more sense. I don't see him popping up in a Quidditch set. I feel like Snape would be a lot more better for that, since there are kind of reports and rumors of a Quidditch set coming from like Falcon Fan and things like that on Instagram. So Snape to me makes more sense for a Quidditch set because of the whole thing, like, oh, he's jinxing the broom, like his cape gets set on fire, whereas Quirrell was much more of a background character, even though he was the one jinxing the broom. Now, don't forget as well, there is also supposed to be the big Harry Potter D2C, which is coming out later this year. I imagine that will also have a gold figure. I'm personally hoping for Dumbledore. I feel like that makes the most sense of all here. Like, we haven't gotten Dumbledore yet. I feel like he really needs to be one. There was also talk from Promobricks that it could contain 3 golden figures. To me, that feels like a bit of a stretch, but if it was 3 figures, hopefully Hagrid, McGonagall, Dumbledore makes the most sense. But yeah, I'm definitely putting on my money on that Dumbledore is in the big D2C set. So thanks so much, Lego, for revealing all of these. It gives me something really to look forward to. Like, the countdown is on. Like, I've got my castle now. I've got another very, very exciting set coming from Harry Potter. So it's going to be a big kind of countdown to the summer wave on my channel. I'm very, very hyped to see official images of all of this stuff. I can't wait to get it in my hands and review it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I might try and get my hands on some 2001 sets to compare it to, but don't quote me on that. I've spent a lot of money on kind of eBay recently and Bricklink, but we'll see how it goes. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think of the golden figures and where you think that Snape and Quirrell might show up. Also, consider subscribing to my channel so that you can see these sets when they do release and see all the official images and stuff like that. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.